What if I told you that retiring before 60 isn't just for rich blokes, CEOs, or lottery winners? What if the actual number you need is way smaller than what every financial guru keeps shouting online? And what if you're already closer to early retirement than you think, even if your bank account looks a bit sad right now? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm breaking down the real Aussie formula that can literally buy you back years of your life. Retiring before 60 in Australia sounds like one of those wild dreams you talk about while sitting on the veranda on a warm summer arvo, sipping a cold one and complaining about how cooked the job market feels these days. Most Aussies reckon you need a massive pile of cash, a fancy financial advisor, and a salary that'd make a mining exec blush before you can even think about early retirement. But the funniest part, that's complete rubbish. The real number is way more achievable, and the plan to hit it is way simpler than people think. The problem is, most folks either don't know where to start or think it's all too complicated. They hear financial jargon like inflation-adjusted returns, preservation age, asset allocation, and switch off faster than a kid doing homework. But if you actually break it down the Aussie way, straight, simple, honest, early retirement becomes something almost anyone with discipline and a bit of common sense can reach. And today, I'm going to walk you through all of it in the most real way possible. No BS, no confusing charts, no pretending you're Warren Buffett, just real talk about real money and a real plan. Now let's just start with the truth most people avoid. You do not need $2 million to retire in Australia. That number gets thrown around a lot, mostly by people who either don't understand maths or are trying to scare you into paying for expensive financial courses. The real retirement number depends on your lifestyle, not on some random big figure plucked out of thin air. The average Aussie can live extremely comfortably on around 40 to 55 grand a year in retirement. That includes food, bills, transport, healthcare, outings with your mates, and even a couple of cheeky holidays. If you multiply your yearly spend by 25, which is the global rule of thumb for financial independence, the retirement target becomes clear. So if you spend about $45,000 per year, you need around $1.1 million invested. But here's where most Aussies misunderstand it. That $1.1 million isn't just cash. It includes your super, your investments, your returns, and even the possibility that you'll receive the age pension later in life. That pension might feel a million years away, but trust me, it becomes a huge safety net once you're older. The system is designed to stop Aussies from collapsing financially in their later years. Most people also forget how powerful super is. Superannuation is like that quiet mate who never says much but always pulls through when you need him most. Your employer is already chucking 11% of your pay into your super every year, and that grows whether you check on it or not. If you're in your 30s and you've got over 50 to 80,000 in super, you're doing fine. If you're in your 40s and sitting somewhere around 150 to 220k, you're solid. And by your 50s, the average Aussie who didn't do anything special still ends up somewhere near 300 to 400k. Voluntary contributions make this even better. Even chucking $20, $30, $50 a week can speed your growth like crazy over time. Compounding is the real magic here, and Aussies massively underestimate it. Your super invests in shares, property, bonds, all things that grow even while you're sleeping or binge-watching Netflix. Let it sit, let it grow, and don't panic when the markets wiggle up and down. Long-term, Australia's financial system has proven to grow reliably. But here's the big twist that many Aussies don't realize until it's too late. You can't touch most of your super until you're around 60. So if you want to retire at 55 or even earlier, you need something called a bridge fund. That's money outside of super, usually index funds, or ETFs that covers your expenses for the years before super kicks in. And you don't need a huge amount for this. A couple $100 grand invested wisely can easily get you through those bridge years. People think investing is scary, but investing in simple, boring index funds like VAs, a 200 VTSIVV, or total market ETFs is so straightforward it's almost funny. You buy, you hold, you chill. You don't need to time the market, you don't need to pick stocks, you don't need crypto hype, you just need consistency. If you invest $100 a week from age 30 to age 55, even with average returns, you're sitting easily in the hundreds of thousands. And even if you're older, it's not too late. Starting at 40 or 45 still gives you 15 to 20 years of compounding, which is a lifetime in investing terms. The best part is, early retirement doesn't require you to be a monk. You don't need to stop eating out, never buy nice clothes, or cancel every trip. You just need to avoid the dumb stuff, pointless credit card debt, car loans you don't need, buying new phones every year, and keeping up with the Joneses. Most Aussies get trapped because of lifestyle creep. As soon as they earn more, they spend more. As soon as they get a raise, they upgrade their car. As soon as they get a bonus, they book a holiday they can't actually afford. But early retirees do the opposite. They live like normal humans while their income grows, and they invest the difference. They don't sacrifice their life. They prioritize their future. And once you get in the habit of tracking your spending even a little bit, you'll realize how much unnecessary money slips away every month. A couple hundred here, a couple hundred there, Add that over 20 years, and it becomes hundreds of thousands of missed opportunities. Now, let's be realistic. Life in Australia isn't cheap. Groceries cost more, rent is wild in the cities, and everything from petrol to healthcare is creeping up. But that's exactly why early retirement planning makes even more sense today. If you're relying purely on future income or the age pension, you're taking a gamble. But if you slowly build your own safety net through super and smart investing, you create a life where inflation barely hurts you. And here's the fun part. Once you stop working, your expenses often drop. No more commuting, no more constant takeaway lunches, no more stress spending because your boss annoyed you, no more buying work clothes, no more guilt shopping on weekends. Life gets simpler and cheaper, and honestly, calmer. Aussies who retire early almost always have a few similarities. They own their home or plan to own it before they stop working. They avoid high-interest debt because it destroys compounding. They invest regularly over decades. They choose a realistic lifestyle instead of pretending to be rich before they actually are. They don't panic during market downturns. In fact, they usually invest more, and they think long-term. Early retirement isn't a 6-month hack. It's a slow-burn strategy that pays off in the most satisfying way possible. And here's the kicker. Retiring before 60 isn't about stopping life. It's about starting it. Imagine waking up without an alarm clock. Imagine having time for your kids, your hobbies, your garden, your health. Imagine taking holidays when they're cheap instead of school holidays when prices go through the roof. Imagine starting a small side gig because you want to, not because you need money. Early retirement isn't about being lazy, it's about living on your own terms. And honestly, that's the most Aussie thing ever. Freedom. The truth is, once you understand your number, track your spending, kill your dumb debt, build your bridge fund, let your super grow, and invest with consistency, early retirement becomes almost inevitable. It's not about being rich, it's about being smart. So that's the real Aussie playbook. Not the Instagram version, not the guru version, the real one. If you want me to calculate your personal retirement number based on your age, income, and savings, just drop a comment. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe.